Well, hello there, my friends. You know, I don't talk about my family a whole lot, but I'm going to do it today. But before I do that, I want to just welcome you to our ministry moment. We're glad that you are here. And it's our prayer that you are blessed by these moments. Perhaps it can be a part of your daily devotional, or perhaps just a little refresher. I used to call it midweek refresher, so it's that. And I'm glad you're here. Just to remind you, we also live stream our services. That's 10:45 Sunday morning. Tune in before it and you won't see anything, but you can tune in after and see it anytime you want to, even 2 in the morning if you want to. But anyway, thank you for being our guest. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about my youngest son, Josh. He's almost 28. I guess he is 28. And has a good job, and he has a loving wife, and he's happy. And I'm blessed by that. But when he was growing up in high school, he was just fanatical almost about music. And he was really good at it. I thought he was going to go into professional music. And he had some professors in college that I think would have helped him a lot get a good job. But at the last minute, he diverted away from that and ended up doing something else. But while he was in his music phase, he played in a national marching band. It was a show band. They not only did what looked like choreographed dancing on the field all the time playing, but also some really nice brass numbers. Anyway, my wife and I went to his performance one day. It was in New Jersey, so not too far away. And he was playing the role of a king. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly what the plot was because I couldn't exactly follow it, but the music was great, and so was the dancing. Anyway, he marched up with a group of others, and he placed himself on an elevated throne, and it really looked regal. From the angle of the stands, it looked to be plush and royal, purple, just amazing. So he had a number from there, and he stood up and played his instrument. So after the show was over, we wanted to go see him on the field. So we made our way down, and of course, getting onto the field to see him, I obviously had to get close to the throne. And I just had to take a double look. It was not anything that it looked like from the position of the stands. It turned out to be nothing but a plywood prop with a rough wooden seat and a painted backdrop. And I remarked about how sometimes seeing is not believing. Well, there's a lot of that in life. Sometimes things that look really good turn out after a little bit of time to not be nearly as good. I'm sure you have bought items off of Facebook or somewhere else where you got it and you opened it up and you were just disappointed at the way it looked. Of course, magicians rely for their trade on doing things that aren't what they seem to be. And there's a lot that occurs in life, experiences, that are just not what they seem. We hear the promises of better lives if we gamble, if we invest in risky schemes, if we drink to excess, take drugs. All of these things promise a better life, but don't deliver. But I do know one way that we get exactly what we both want and need, and that is to accept Christ as your Lord and Savior. Jesus said on one occasion, it's recorded in the Gospel of John, I am the way and the truth and the life. And from that day to this day, he continuously fulfills that promise to us. With him, we get forgiveness. We get relationship with God. And we get lives that are full of joy. Now, I'm not saying that everything is going to be wonderful, and sometimes we spend a lot of time in those dark times. But it always evens out. Jesus never gives us more than we can take, and he always can bring us through it into a better tomorrow. Think about it, and most especially, pray about it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a blessed day and weekend, and I'll see you next week.